So I played Doom VFR. I did a preview of this a while ago. Bethesda brought their whole their dev kit. It was a PS4 Pro, and they let me play with the aim controller. And it was fun. It took some getting used to because it's a weird sort of wonky giant yogurt covered pretzel, that peripheral. So it's kind of hard to get used to. And it's Doom in VR, so it's not really conventional shooter logic. It's a little bit, you do sort of teleporting and you do some strafing with the D-pad. And instead of doing glory kills in the regular first person mode, you teleport into people and they just explode into gibs.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's really weird because I'm replaying Doom on Switch right now, and that's such a big part of it. Is it's actually almost de-emphasized as shooting people in that game because running up on them and and charging them and cutting them in pieces. So you're telling me in the PSVR version of Doom, you become their body and explode from the inside?
Yeah, kind of. You got to get a few hits on them first. You basically
soften them.
Yeah, they start flashing blue, which I think is the same way with glory kills, right? When they're flashing blue, that you can kind of.
I believe so.
Yeah. So that's the cue. But basically, you get a few headshots in, and then suddenly the cacodemon or whatever starts flashing, and you teleport into him, and it's
the cacodemon,
and then it's just the cacodemon. But yeah, I screwed around with it. What's really cool is that they make sense of the fact that it's not a conventional control scheme. Basically, the game starts up and you're in this elevator and you're like, oh, I'm in the elevator, and there's a bunch of scary noises, and then the doors open and there's just a friggin' pinky demon just charging at you, and you die and you're like, ugh! And then it's you wake up and suddenly you're your consciousness has been put into a rig of some sort. And you start up and you're just this kind of disembodied viewpoint, and you're sort of looking around, and there's this thing next to you that's basically like a predator laser turret, the thing it has on his shoulder. So they actually they kind of explain the VR mechanics into the canon, which I like.
Yeah.
And they're you're like a dude who died in an elevator, and now you're back and you're trying to find secrets on.
So how is movement? Because it feels like it would be nauseating. And I'm pretty thick-skinned when it comes to PSVR stuff.
I got kind of headache playing it, but that's probably also because it was a Sunday morning and I was a little bit hungover, and I'd also had a huge cup of coffee, and I was just I should go to church. It
sounds like a terrible VR combination.
But no, it works really well. It's the teleportation thing where you basically you've got a circle that you kind of you aim where it's going to go. I think you hold down one of the triggers, and this kind of arc shows up, and you choose where you're going to land, and then the D-pad is for sort of strafing and moving forward and backwards, and it's all very clicky.
Okay, so it's pie charty as they say.
Yeah, and it's all very adjustable, so you can go in and tweak everything. But there's, unlike Skyrim, which is you're just moving, it's just regular Skyrim movement. They've pretty much retooled this whole thing. And one thing I really like is they add this sort of shield burst thing. So when you get sort of crowded by enemies and you're it doesn't make, you can move backwards, but as far as doing the typical kind of Doom, run backwards down a hallway and shoot people kind of thing, this just pushes a bunch of people away from you, so you can kind of take a chance to move away and then
crowd control.
Yeah, exactly. Looks great, plays great. Loading times were totally fine, which I was afraid of because the regular Doom had some painful loads. So and it's just, I don't know, it's just loud and obnoxious and stupid and doomy.
Is it scary at all? That first thing of elevator door opening and a pinky running at me and I can't do anything sounds kind of scary.
Hey everybody, that was just a snippet of this week's Beyond. If you want the full episode as well as rapid fire and goofy ass Let's Plays, I shouldn't say ass in this part, I'll get in trouble with the boss. All right, 3, 2. Hey everybody, that was just a snippet of this week's Beyond. If you want the full episode as well as fun, silly, goofy times like rapid fire and Let's Plays, head over to the IGN Beyond YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/IGN Beyond, and subscribe today. Thank you.